Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. And before we get to our guest today, we have a big shout out for Living Sisu. Living Sisu is a platform and app that wants to give you all the tools to have success in your sport. Their main objective is to activate your lifestyle. So it's for active people. Enjoy discounts at companies like BioSteel, 30% off, Body Logics, the Goalie Guild, all his books are discounted. Roan, Lululemon for men, 20% off, online stretching programs with Eccentrics, 1 full month free. They got super silent massage guns, 20% off those. And it's a great quality. It's way less expensive than a Theragun, and it's great quality. So there's so many more discounts that you guys will need to just become a member to see. So they want to provide you with anything you need for success. So come join the community. I'm a part of it. A bunch of other athletes are a part of it. So it's free to join. It takes 20 seconds to get exclusive offers to your sport, and it's definitely worth it. So do us a huge favor and go sign up for Living Sisu's membership. It's free, takes 20 seconds. So go do it, and we'll see you there. Living Sisu is a great company. We know one of the co-founders, Zach Fricali. He's a great guy. He's the co-founder. He does a lot of live streams on Instagram at Living Sisu, with a bunch of elite athletes, and you learn a lot from like the athletes' determination, their resiliency, everything to what made them become successful. So it's been a great experience so far. So go on. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So go sign up. Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and in today's episode, we are joined by a very special guest, current professional hockey player Connor Fries. Connor most recently played in the Federal Hockey League for the Columbus River Dragons and the Southern Professional Hockey League's Knoxville Ice Bears, and is now signed with the SPHL's Quad City Storm for this season. He is currently going into his third year of pro hockey, playing in the Fed and the SB. Connor went to prep school at Proctor Academy before playing NCAA Division III college hockey for New England College before turning pro. So this is going to be a fun episode, Connor. So welcome to the show, Connor Fries.
Thanks for having me, Jack. I'm excited.
Yeah, no problem. It's been too long in the making, but we're here now, so that's all that matters.
Finally made it.
Yeah, exactly. So how have you been? How's like training for the season going? Just in general, like how's your summer been?
Pretty good. Just working out, making sure the body's, in shape, I guess, and keeping it healthy. Been skating a bunch, a few times a week. Slowed down a little bit last couple of weeks because all the college kids kind of left. Everybody's kind of going back to where they need to go. So haven't been skating much, but just, stick handling, keeping the body in shape, and just seeing some old friends, I guess, and hanging out with family, while I'm home. So no complaints. No complaints
Yeah,
from me.
that's what summer is for. Just hang out with the friends, just training whenever you can, just keeping the body in shape. Like that's all you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Relax a
exactly.
little bit.
Yeah, because you don't get that much in the season. So anytime you can get like just go for it, get some rest.
Absolutely. No, couldn't agree with you more on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So Connor, can you give our viewers like a little background information on yourself, like when you started playing hockey, why you started, and like what youth hockey was like for you growing up?
I would say I started rollerblading. So my older brother played hockey, so I kind of always looked up to him when I was growing up. But I was on the rollerblades maybe around like 3, maybe 2, and then finally got on the ice. I think 3 or 4, and then played just Barnstable youth hockey growing up. And my family, my parents were involved in Barnstable youth hockey while I was growing up, so it's kind of just stuck with that. I never really played any AAA or whatever you want to call it on any of those teams. I just kind of played Barnstable youth hockey and just never thought I would be where I'm at now. I was more of like a 3-sport kind of guy, playing fall. So I never really just like, I obviously liked hockey more, but I just like playing sports in general. But being the youngest, I got that competitive, I always wanted to be better, because my brother would always play with his buddies when they're a little bit older than me, and I wanted to try and compete with them. But I was never good enough. So I have that competitive edge that I think, helped me a lot growing up with sports in general and just life in general too. So I don't know. I would just say I had a pretty normal childhood, I would say, on like sports aspects. Just played 3 sports and just enjoyed it a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
No, what sports did you play growing up?
So obviously, you start with soccer, right, when you're younger. I switched over to football after that. Didn't really like football that much at first when I was younger. I was like I was a chubby kid growing up. I was never really like a skinny kid until like high school. But I was a chubby kid, so I was always on the line, just getting my ass kicked. But and then it was baseball, but that actually switched over to lacrosse. I'd say 6th grade, 7th grade. And I actually played lacrosse in college too. So I played hockey and lacrosse in college. But yeah, just competitive. I just like sports in general. So I'll try out anything, I guess, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
scared. Like I'm not scared to. I'm not saying I'd be good at it, but I like sports in general.
That's what it's all about growing up, just trying different sports, and doesn't matter if you're bad, doesn't matter if you're good, just
No,
just getting
exactly.
getting the game and going to the games and just having fun.
Yeah, I'm a little mad at myself for getting out of baseball that early. I wish maybe I just like grinded it out a couple more years, see how I liked it. It's a little bit more relaxing of a sport, but
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But you grew up in Centerville, Massachusetts. So like, what was Centerville like, and just going into high school and to Barnstable, and like, what was your experience at playing high school hockey at Barnstable?
uh, I had a pretty good. Hold on one sec. I would say like growing up in Barnstable was pretty good. On Cape, it's a little bit in the winter time. It's a little bit like it's not as much going on. You don't have all the touristy people down here, traffic, so it's a little bit more low key. So I mean, it was really just like hockey, I'd say, in the winter time that I had. And it's a pretty big town. It's I think the biggest town on the Cape. So it was nice. Our sport when I was growing up, our sports teams were like Barnstable was always pretty good, and everything because we're a big school. But it was fun playing hockey in Barnstable. I'll tell you that. We always have a good fan. We'd always have a good crowd. And we played Falmouth. So Falmouth was our rival. And those games were like as a kid, those were the games that you wanted to like play in and growing up. So it was I got to experience a few years of that, and it was something. I've never played in front of like thousands of fans until I'm playing in that rivalry game. And yeah, I don't know. That's I remember that like yesterday. But yeah, now I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. I still talk about the high school hockey days all the time. Like those were some of the best moments of hockey so
Just
far for me,
bloodbaths.
and it's just
Just bloodbaths.
yeah, it
Everybody's
was
trying to
super fun to
lay the
play in
biggest
though.
hit,
Yeah, everyone's trying to lay the biggest hit,
get the
dangle, like
crowd going.
get yeah, exactly. But like the rivalries are the best parts of the game, and like just like when you do have that rivalry, like everyone's dialed in, everyone
Yeah,
wants to hit each other, and like there's a bunch of scrums that ensue from that.
yeah. But like actually, so for me, I would say because I went to Barnstable until my junior year. Like I did a full year my junior year at Barnstable too, but I started to like notice maybe like sophomore, junior year, like all these just started becoming more juniors teams and all that stuff. So, you could start seeing the mass like high school hockey starting to like go down a little bit. Not saying there's no skill, but like a lot of the guys would either go to prep or to juniors. So it started to kind of like get watered down a little bit, which is sad because mass high school hockey there's still great players that play, but it's just mass high school hockey back in the day. It was fun. It was good hockey. It was fun to watch too. But
Yeah, absolutely. So then after you finished that year in Barnstable, you went on to play a season of junior hockey in the NSHL for the Cape Cod Islanders, where you played 18 games there. So like, what was it like transitioning from high school hockey to juniors in the NSHL?
so actually, so my brother played it. they were the Cape Cod Cubs, and my brother was a juniors team, and I think it was the IJHL, and my brother played on them. So we became good friends with Dan Hodge, who's the coach, and I actually would just play in the half season before the high school season. So I'll just play games with him. Maybe like I don't know if he maybe needed help with numbers or not, but he helped let me do that, and I was really the only one getting away with something like that. But um, Dan Hodge, he taught me just how to play hockey the right way. So that was not taking like Scotty Nixon, who was my high school coach too, was a great coach as well. But it's different. It's different game. It's not like high school hockey is more just like I feel like everybody's running around, not really systems, but kind of systems, just a third guy high kind of stuff. Just That's it. But Dan Hodge, he taught me a lot, like timing, how to just be simple, the right plays, like the high percentage plays. So that was kind of, I would say, I was always a simple player, but I would say, that's kind of where like my game started to develop a little bit more, and I started understanding the game a lot more when I was with him. And so I'd play with the juniors team. I played with the Cubs. They were the Cubs and then they switched to the Islanders, but I think they were the Islanders when I played both half seasons with them. And I think I played my freshman year. I actually didn't make varsity at Barnstable, but I played one game with the Cape Cod Cubs. And I was like, wow, like I had no idea what the junior leagues were like then, but it was like in my town, it was kind of like, people went and people enjoyed it. So it was kind of like a big deal to do that too, which was cool. But yeah, so I'd say my sophomore and junior year before the season at Barnesville High School, I played just with the juniors team, practice with them. So that was great. It really helped my game out. But I think after my junior year or sophomore season, I went and played in playoffs with them too. So that was fun. That was a good experience. I was always getting tossed around. I was never the fastest guy, but I would be gritty. I'd try and get in there, but I would always get just flattened. So it kind of taught me
You
how
could
to
be
be
the smallest guy. You could be the smallest guy, and you'd still go in there. And
Oh
even
yeah.
if you knew you're gonna get plastered.
I mean, I don't do that as much anymore because I will definitely get blown up a lot more. But no, yeah, I just never was really the fastest guy, but I was always willing to get in dirty areas, I guess, and kind of helped out my game a lot and developed it as to where now I can add skill because I know how to play that game. So now I can be a little bit more skill, but gritty, I guess. But yeah, I thought that was, having Dan Hodge as coach was huge for me. That really like kind of shifted my game a lot, being like a better hockey player. Not necessarily like the most flashy, but just simple, doing the right things, being in the right spots, I guess. And yeah, so it helped my development, I thought, a lot.
Keeping it simple is the game becomes so much easier when you're keeping it simple and you're not overthinking it. So I'm pretty sure that's a good way to go with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you start doing too much, then you start turning the puck over. It ends up in the back of your net. You don't want that.
And then coach gets pissed at you, and your teammates get pissed. Like not a fun time to be around.
You got to take your risks, but just got to be pick and choose your risks when to take them.
Yeah, absolutely. So like playing throughout like those like half seasons, did you like throughout like that development, did that like help you further like go play prep hockey? Because like usually you go prep hockey and then you go to college, but you went high school prep, or high school juniors prep, and then college. So like what was that development like going from high school to juniors to prep hockey?
So I would say going to prep, I think you're around a lot more guys who are just committed D1, who are just skilled. You're around a lot more guys who are skilled. Not saying anybody in junior league and where I played juniors in high school wasn't skilled. It was just like, it's like you're around a lot more of those guys who are just committed somewhere. So it's like, oh, like, dang, this guy's going to BC or this guy's going to be like, so it's just like, I would say in prep, there's just a lot more like, it was still gritty, but it was like more skilled gritty. Depending on what team you played to. If we played the KUA, Kimball Union, that team was always stacked. They had their whole top two lines were just D1 commits. Like that was more of a skill game, but faster skill game. But it was just a gritty skill. So that helped me kind of develop the skill, I guess, within that gritty game as well. And just being around, they were younger than me, right? My teammates, like I always played with Riley Walsh, but he was like 15 when I was 18, and now he's in the AHL. But just being around him, seeing his skill set, and just like it's just nice seeing being around that stuff, guys who put in work, I guess, because you're on the ice at Barnesville High School for an hour, you got to get off like after your practice, right? It's not like you can stay out there and practice, but like in prep school, you could put the time in, put the work in, which was great. And I don't know, going to prep school was good for me because big Barnesville High School is a big school, so like I wasn't the best student, I would say. So that's kind of more of why I went to prep school. Maybe it was like I went to Proctor Academy and they had like a great like extra help program and stuff like that. And that really like helped me with structure and organization, I guess. Just I still wasn't a great student after that, but definitely like helped me out, taught me a lot, lived on my own, right? Like obviously you're living with other people, but you're on your own, kind of teaches you that aspect on how to survive, I guess, even though you're pretty much told what to do, what time and stuff, but it kind of gave me that structure, and you're just around a lot of good athletes at all times. So it's really cool. I don't know, I say really cool, but it was just like, it was good to be around that, I guess, right? Like you knew what you needed to do to get to that next level, I guess. You see more of it, as to where public school, you don't see that much. There's a few people maybe, but when you're around more than just a couple people that are going somewhere, whether it's like hockey or other people in other sports, you see what they do to have to get to that next level. So, and it was actually lacrosse that helped me get to prep school too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
So like would you use those like mentors or those guys as mentors when you were like just starting at prep school, and then just to help you, since you're seeing these guys that are committing to D1, and just help learn from those guys and just use that to your advantage in your game?
Yeah, if you like, I think like I'm a believer, like you just gotta be a sponge, right? You gotta just like
Yeah.
intake information. I'm not saying that like, you see you guys do really cool stuff. Like, yeah, would it be cool to, yeah, absolutely, maybe practice it, but I don't know. I just want to be a sponge and just kind of like take everything in. And I didn't really learn that much until a couple of years ago, which I wish I was more, I wish when I was growing up, instead of like, just focus, like just worrying about me, like, right, like, or getting stressed out on, like, it's just be a sponge, like take the information and learn the game, understand the game. So I don't know. It was just obviously, a sponge a little bit. I got to see what guys did and all that, but I don't know. Like I wish I kind of was a little bit more aware of that, and who knows, maybe I'll be, maybe I'm not gonna turn myself. But no, I don't know. Like it's just a different like atmosphere, right? Like I would say it's just being around, even like if I played football in prep school too, and we weren't the best football team, but like we had guys that would go on D1 and stuff like that, and you're just seeing these animals. They're like 16, 17, these guys are animals, and it's just like it's good to be around that kind of atmosphere, I guess. People that want to be better and want to get better, and aren't just content with just who with what they are. And I guess that's why you see some people go to the next level, and others don't, because they don't want to put that time in, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So you did everything in prep school as well. You played football, lacrosse, and hockey. So like, what was football and lacrosse like in prep school, and just playing those sports?
Football is tough. I was always kind of like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But the full week of practice, it's just like, once it started getting cold, it's tough out there. You're getting smashed around. But no, football was fun. I was actually a offensive guard. I was like 5'7", 5'8", buck 60 guard, offensive lineman. And then I was a linebacker, but my linebacker partner was going D1. So he helped me. He pretty much just was unbelievable. He just
He
did
took
everything.
all the weight.
Yeah. He really helped me out. I'd say that. But no, I'd say football is just more of a grind. I was just always worried I was going to bang my body up. Obviously, I'm not thinking that in the moment, but I didn't want to get hurt for hockey, because that's what I truly cared about. And then lacrosse was fun too. Prep school lacrosse there's a lot of good players, so that was really fun. I had to D up. Like I was an LSM, but I also played close D a little bit. And you're just trying to D up guys that are going to like Notre Dame. I'm like, oh my, what am I doing out here? But no,
You're going up against the big dogs.
yeah. But we always had pretty good teams at Proctor when I was there. So it was fun. We were always competing. We were always right there. Obviously in lacrosse, you had Brewster Academy, who was just known to be unbelievable, and New Hampton. They're just both lacrosse schools and just all D1 commits. So it's just cool, like just being around that kind of atmosphere and just knowing that you can compete against these guys, right? It's like, okay, all right, like they're going D1, all right, like I'll stop them, like, or I'll do my best to stop them. I'm not scared they're going D1, but just being around that, it gives you that extra little fire, right? It's like it's that extra push that you need, I guess. So it's regardless of hockey or not, I think like a lot of it's just that competitive like nature and that fire you have, like how much do you want it kind of stuff. So it's nice playing 3 different sports too. Like, you get the whole, I don't know. I think that like, I'm a big believer in it, like obviously you can focus on one sport, but I think that, if you play multiple sports, it only benefits you in the long run. I think if you want to focus on that one sport, right? So I thought it was a good experience for me, and I met a lot of great people, still got a lot of great buddies from there too. So it's great. I mean, man, I've met a lot of people now that I think about it. But no, um, yeah, I met so many good people that I'm friends with to this day. So I think it's a hell of an experience.
All about the friendships, and just like with all like the three sport athlete, like it helps develop each one of your games because you get that competitiveness, you get more athletic because you're doing more things
Just
than just
athletic
one
ability
thing.
in general, right? Like it's huge. It's huge in hockey. You gotta have that athletic ability, and I think
Situational awareness as well.
yeah,
Like every like your IQs go up a ton when you're doing multiple sports and like just crossing over from sport to sport.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, for sure. So then you play 2 years at Proctor. So like what would you say was the biggest thing you learned from those 2 years at Proctor that helped you go into the college game at New England College and for both hockey and lacrosse?
Um, I would just say like the support system too at Proctor is great, right? Like you got a lot of people in your corner. Walshy, he was we call him Walshy, Walsh Bag, he was our coach. He was always in my corner. Same with the lacrosse coach too. The lacrosse coach really wanted me to play college lacrosse. I think I would have had better offers in lacrosse and hockey, but you have a lot of people in your corner, and it's nice to know that, right? Like that you have people that are willing to fight for you or help you get to that next point. Walsh Bag like helped me out with getting into New England College. I think he reached out to the coach or something, and I didn't have anything for hockey, like nothing. More teams wanted me for lax. I had nothing for hockey. I knew Salem State was maybe interested, but I ended up going to New England College, and I think like what Proctor taught me going to college, just like I said, the organizational skills and like living on your own structure, having some structure in your life. Obviously, I still struggled with the structure a little bit in college. It's a lot more distractions, I would say. But no, it just kind of taught me how to live on my own, I guess, right? And what I needed, and like how to do what I needed, or taught me how to like take care of the shit that I need to take care of, pretty much. And I don't know. It's a good question. I'm really trying to think. I'm just trying to think of like a one word that's just. I would just say it taught me how to live on my own, and I had that advantage over other people going into college too. Actually, I mean, other than like the hockey team, because most hockey players are living on their own, playing 2-year age and out in juniors, right? And I was still I was like one of the younger guys going in, but I was still. I thought I was old. I was old, like kind of going in. Like, it wasn't a normal age freshman, but I think it was like 19 or 20. And then everybody else is like 21 can drink. Like I couldn't even drink. There's only like 2 of us that couldn't drink. So it was a little bit different, but kind of just taught me how to just, I don't want to say like learn how to just like be by myself, but like, like I wasn't, I wasn't like, I wasn't scared of going to college, I guess, or I wasn't
Yeah.
nervous because like I knew what it was like living away from home. And then I guess I had that kind of over some people, but I don't know. Everybody has their
Yeah.
own different experiences, right? So
Yeah, exactly. And just going back to that support system, like that support system was probably huge because it playing two sports in college, like it takes a toll on you, especially like on the mental side of things. And like I'm sure with that support system, like it helped a lot just having people to talk to and like having like family and friends that support you throughout the journey.
no, absolutely. I mean, my family's awesome. Like I can't even complain about anything because they're so great to me. So, and I'm grateful for them. I mean, who knows? Even if without them, like I'd maybe not even be here. So I obviously gotta thank my parents and my brother and sister too. So give them a little shout out right there.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
love it. Yeah, love it, love it. There you go.
Yeah.
So then after your 2 years at Proctor, you decided to attend New England College, like we said earlier. So what went into that decision to choose New England College to be your school for your college career?
So I would say it was probably just hockey because it was really Tom Carroll. He was the coach there. He was the only one that really actually showed interest, and he wanted me like that, and he like to like wanting me, I guess. And I at the time I wanted to be a police officer because my family's just a bunch of cops. So I was like, they had a pretty good criminal justice system too. So and other than that, like I don't know, I wanted to go somewhere where I could play hockey, and that was really my only option. So I was just like, all right, I'm going. No idea what I was walking into, and just I was like, I'm going. I want to play hockey. So um, it's actually crazy because uh, Tom Carroll, the coach, he actually brings in a lot of guys, and he actually has a tryout. So like my freshman year, I was obviously pretty nervous because I was like the only one that didn't play junior, or I did play juniors, but like not full seasons. Like there's just more
Yeah.
half seasons. I gained a little experience in that, but like all these guys were older, and then like on top of that, the seniors who are like 24, 25, like all these people trying out. So I was a little nervous that I may not make the team, but I ended up making it. I had a pretty good year, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You made the team. That's all that matters. So
yeah.
like
I mean,
going
again,
in,
it's just the support system though. Like right,
yeah,
like the
it's
coach believed
huge.
in me, like, and he
Yeah.
gave me an opportunity, and I guess I we took
Took
advantage of that
took it and ran
opportunity.
with it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So because let's be real, like if you actually went and like looked at the roster, there's many guys that could have been where I was my freshman year. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he must have saw something in me, and he's gave me an opportunity, gave me a shot, and just rolled with it.
That's sometimes all you need is an opportunity
Yeah,
and a shot to do what you do best
yeah,
and just take and roll with it.
exactly. I mean, you gotta take advantage of your opportunities because sometimes they're not there that often. So
Yeah,
just gotta take
exactly.
advantage of them.
Yeah, for sure. So going into your first year of college, like, did you have any expectations or thoughts going into playing college hockey, or were you just gonna like after you made it, just see how it goes and just roll with the punches?
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, I missed.
So,
First year of college. Okay.
yeah, what was your freshman year of college like, and like, did you have any expectations going into your first year?
um, to be honest, my like obviously I had expectations. My first expectation was I want to make the team. Like
Yeah,
so, that was really my just one goal in the moment. Obviously, you got long term goals. But my goal in that moment was I got to make this team first, and then I made the team, and I ended up actually scoring in the first game. So I could think that kind of helped me out a little bit, maybe on why he kept rolling with
just a
me. So
tad.
we lost, which sucks. Obviously in college hockey, you don't want to lose games because it hurts you in the rankings. So we ended up losing, but for me, there was a positive on the aspect of I scored in that, and I took advantage of the opportunity he gave me. So, and who knows, maybe if I didn't score, maybe I'd been a healthy scratch for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
ended up ended up. I think I was more like a third, fourth liner, and I was just somehow scoring goals. It was more of just I was just playing simple, and obviously my expectations more were just like, like I want to be on a winning team, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're on a losing team, even if you're fucking putting up points, it doesn't feel like, it's not fun. Like
Hmm.
everybody's miserable showing up, but we always had a pretty good locker room and stuff like that. So it was more of just like I was enjoying like every moment, and I was not trying to like get in my head so much and start overthinking everything. I played a simple my rookie year or my freshman year, I would say, just played a simple game. I would just, if I had nothing, I would chip it deep, go, and I would say a lot of my points probably came. I didn't really snipe. I never really sniped. They were probably all like rebound goals or hitting my butt and going in, or hitting my skate and then somehow going to my line mate and that he scores or something like that. So it was more of just my freshman year, just keeping it simple, and not really like, I was taking risks, but I didn't want to be out of the lineup. I wanted to keep playing. So he ended up putting me more. I started playing some PK a little bit. I was never really on the power play, but he put me on PK. So, that's a good sign when you're getting tossed on some special teams. So I don't know. He believed in me, I would say. And I guess I took advantage of that. And, I guess we
Yeah.
both use each other a little bit there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you get lucky in those positions where you find ways to get yourself on the scoring sheet. Like it's never easy, but you just get lucky with those weird goals. Sometimes that ends up being some of the easiest goals in your career.
Yeah. And you build off that simple game, right? You keep it
Yeah.
simple and you build off it. And, you're not going to get results right away, but you keep playing that simple game. Things will start getting easier. I would say I was still slow. My first year, I wasn't the fastest and I wasn't the biggest, right? I was still grinding out there. I still had to muck it up a little bit, but I didn't care. I didn't care if I got buried. I didn't care. I would just get up and just keep going. I love that. I love it. I love getting buried. Like I'm not like, unless it's like a dirty hit, I love a good hit. I'm never against that.
Yeah, absolutely. Those like that means you're grinding. Like you're getting
Yeah.
those areas where players don't want you, and if they're gonna bury you, like might as well bury you and just because
I would
you're
get
trying to
ripped on.
score.
That was the guys in the locker room my freshman year, just rip on me. Fries, he always getting buried, just always getting tossed around out there.
Always
Uh
going to the grinding areas. Like that's what it's all about.
those are the days. Those days are so fun. Just being around the
Yeah.
guys and stuff like that. The college atmosphere.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. So then you go into your second year, you play in 27 games. So like what was that confidence level as like from your freshman year to your sophomore year and just being able to like see the game a little bit better and just read the plays better?
yeah, I actually I had a I would say this is where my game started to get a like better skill wise, I would say. My rookie season, yeah, I put up 21 points, but I had 21 points, but I don't want to say they were lucky, but they were just more of just simple hockey. As then my sophomore year, I actually played with two guys that were one of them still actually playing, and Carlos Fernandez, he was a wing, and then Chris Santello, who I think he maybe played a couple of games in the SB a couple of years back. He was a senior when I was a sophomore, but Carlos was a freshman. And playing with those two guys, like they made it easy. He'll always pass it, but he knows how, like he knows where to pass it. He knows when to pass it. And I mean, that's why I scored a lot of my goals because of him. And then Santello was just fast. So he could just go and it just spread the whole ice open. So that was a good development for me to play with Carlos, who actually played in the U show. He had a lot of experience, like on next like high level guys or elite skills, I guess, elite skill sets, and just playing with those guys was great. And just we had an unbelievable team too. We got along so well in the locker room. We had great leadership. I had great leadership pretty much all 4 years I was there. But my sophomore year, we just I wouldn't say we were the best team, but we would do anything for each other. We partied a lot, uh, and we just had a good year. And I'm not saying go and party just because you party doesn't make you a good team, but we just got
Yeah.
along like really well, and we actually ended up making it to conference championship, and we played Norwich, who was undefeated that year. I mean, they were disgusting, and we ended up losing. But that year kind of just taught me a lot. Like, taught me just we were just a positive group, and I guess I've never really been around that much of a positive group. I've had good teams, but you got like those. You got some of that negative energy around, but that sophomore year was just really taught me like what a good locker room, what a good healthy locker room was like, and just being around that, it's easier to play. Like instead of like when you're around a locker room where it's like everybody's on each other, you hold your stick too tight, you don't want to mess up. Not saying you don't want to, like, obviously you don't want to mess up anyways, but I feel like when you're around that kind of negativity, you hold your stick a little too tight. But that year just kind of taught me how to play loose, I would say, and play a little bit more skill, finesse. I was still simple, but it started adding a little bit more skill. Playing with Carlos, he taught me that. He was so good. He was good. And then, I just started shooting the puck more, I would say, and it started going in.
Yeah, as long as it goes in, it doesn't matter how many times you shoot. As long as it goes in, that's all that matters.
Oh, that was a fun year. That was a fun year.
Yeah, for sure. And then you go on for the next 2 years, and you get to build on that chemistry that you build. So, like, what was those final 2 years of college hockey like, and just living the college hockey lifestyle?
So, my junior year, it was actually that was probably one of my, I would say, worst years. I would say I kind of got in my head more that year because we lost a lot of seniors. We had, I think that's why our locker room was great. We had like 10 seniors or something crazy, and we lost all of them. So we just thought if we kind of like did things the same, maybe we'd just be good. And maybe that's more of what I thought. And obviously I saw how that really affected my game, and that was probably one of my like worst seasons in hockey. Yeah, just like mentally wise, like I was just in my own head, like I wasn't doing as much. I was getting more angry and stuff like that. And even though it was one of my worst years, and I would just say it did teach me a lot though. Like it taught me, like, that summer I worked hard. Like I started being more positive again, and like just basically like had to like fix up my mindset again, because that year I was just so in my head,
start
I
from
guess.
scratch.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even think I wanted to keep playing hockey. Like I thought I was just ready after that year. I was like, all right, I'll play one more year and I'll go take the police exam and go become a cop somewhere. But that summer I was so mad how the season went. Like I just was pretty, like I was kind of, I don't want to say disgusted with myself, but I was more of just like upset with myself. Like I was like, I'm a lot better than this. Like, and that summer I worked hard. I just started thinking more positive. I started, doing more little things, and enjoying the process instead of just expecting things to just fall in my lap. Right. So that next year I had a really good year, my senior year. And that's when I was like, I want to keep playing hockey. Like I want to keep going. And I don't know, that summer was huge for me though. Cause it just, I sat back, looked back at on everything, and was just like, man, like, why was I like this? Why was I so negative? Like, what caused me to just like all of a sudden go from like positive to this always like this negative guy? And I was still trying to be a positive guy, but I was more of just like in my own head. Like, it wasn't me like being negative towards other people. It was me just being just negative Sally all the time. And I would say that was a good learning point for me and just life in general. Like you can't. It's not fun. Like it wasn't a fun year for me because I was just a negative Sally. Like no fun.
Always got to find those positives somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Within even if there are negatives, just find the positives.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's actually I forget the name, but it's the hockey pro training guy. He like talks a lot, and it was like he just kind of like started out, and I just started watching some of his like videos and stuff, and like what it was on Instagram, and I just like watched a couple, and it kind of was like, oh, like, wow, like I need to change my mindset. And like just seeing that, it was nice, like seeing like he obviously knows the game, and just listening to something like that, I thought it was good for me. And that kind of like was a little bit of a turning point too for me to realize that I was a negative little fuck, I guess. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
and nah, you're good. It's I'm all good for swearing on here. So it's
Yeah.
as long as you like gain that confidence and gain that like sense of like strength back, like that's all that matters, and just putting it to good use and having like the mental health stay strong
Yeah.
throughout everything.
And I mean, so where I went to prep school, actually, my one of my best friends, still one of my best friends, Peter Laviolette, his dad's the coach of Washington. Great family, unbelievable family actually. But I became wicked tight with Pete in prep school, and sorry, my dog is going nuts. And I became good friends with him, and I think it was going into my freshman year that summer. He invited me down to like, hey, dude, like come live with me in that Nashville for a little bit and like come train with me and stuff. Like my dad said, like you're more than welcome to. So I like went down. I was able to train in the facilities. Like I was around a lot of elite guys, and that was a good stepping point in my game going into my freshman year. And then we did that again. And then that was in Nashville, so that was fun too. And then at my junior year, after that shitty year, he actually he asked me to come down again, and he was like, dude, like come back down to Nash, let's just do it again, let's hang out, blah blah blah. So like, he's like, my dad said it's all right again, like we like all this stuff. So we went down, I did the same thing, and then I just took off my senior year. Like it just my game in general, just being around, like you're working with the uh with the athletic trainer, the what do you call him? The Why can't I think of his
Strength
word?
strength and
Strength and
conditioning
conditioning
coaches.
coach. Yeah. That, and you're just around guys that are playing in the NHL. I mean, not
Around
everybody was
all
there.
the elite athletes.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's there, obviously. A lot of guys go home, but like the ones that are there, like you get to see what they do day in and day out, and see what even in the off season, you see what they do, what they have to do, and it was cool. Like then they loved it. You know what I mean? They're grateful for every day. So me seeing that after like my junior year again, like just a good reminder. Also, being around great people as well, and having a great time in Nashville. That was fun.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, he's one of my best friends. I was with him a couple of weeks ago, but no, like just doing that summer was a good realization again for me. Just seeing how grateful those guys are day in and day out. They get paid a lot of money, right? But they're still grateful every day. They put the work in. They do what they have to do to to make their game better, and to earn that money, right? But
Yeah.
they
That's what
love
it's
it. They
all
love
about.
going in. Yeah, they loved it. Every day. So it's just nice to be around that. Good atmosphere. It's all about the atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% there. So then after your senior year concluded, you began the quest to become a pro hockey player where you signed to play for the Peoria Rivermen in the SPHL, the Southern Professional Hockey League, for that coming up season. So like what was the process like to find the Rivermen and land a spot in Peoria?
So actually, I was in a few different places before that. So um, my buddy, I signed with Evansville training camp. My buddy actually helped me out with that. I had no idea what I was walking into. Like I didn't know what to expect in pro hockey. Like, it's just you watch the NHL on TV, or like, there's minor leagues and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and so I signed with Evansville, and then, Norfolk called me, I don't know, mid to late summer, and they asked me to come down as well to their training camp. And I still don't know. Like, I'm obviously like, all right, like I'm going in, like I'm gonna make this team, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And I went to Norfolk. I tried, you know, taking the whole experience in, but I was also like, the first time stepping on the ice, I'm just like out there. I'm like, wow, like, well, I was intimidated, right?
Yeah.
And that was a good learning point for me as well. But I stepped out. I was intimidated. I didn't play my game. I felt terrible on the ice, like just because like I was in my own head, not in my own head, but I was just more of just like what am I doing out here? I guess I would say.
Yeah.
I think I was there for like 4 days and got released from there. I completely understand why, but no. Um, and then went to Evansville's training camp. I was there for, I made it pretty much through the week. Maybe I was there for like a week and a half, and a lot of guys started coming down from the coast. They got a few games, started coming down. Me, I'm still kind of like, I lost some confidence after like the Norfolk. I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I even doing? Like all this stuff. Terrible mindset to have. It's not what you want. But went to Evansville. I thought was a little bit better, but I still like, I would say I lacked a little bit of confidence and ended up getting snipped from there. But it was just a numbers game, and maybe I wish I could have done something more, but at the end of the day, like I didn't. So you learn that, and I ended up having nowhere to go. Like I didn't know what I was gonna do, and then I really did not want to go to the Fed. Like I don't know, I would just say more of a pride thing, right? And then I went to Elmira. I was just like, I don't know, like I might hang them up, but whatever. I drive 12 hours to Elmira. I there for I think 2 or 3 days, played an exhibition game, and then that was on a Saturday. I get there like on a Wednesday. That was on a Saturday, and then Sunday comes around. It was the first weekend of the SPHL. Peoria needed a centerman, so I drive to Peoria. I forget, I don't know how far that was away, but I drive to Peoria, and then it was Guy. So Guy's I think a really good coach. I learned actually a lot about pro hockey from him. Like it was I really enjoyed my time there from just learning the game. Lacked confidence, like really bad, I would say, but I just learned a lot. I just tried being a sponge, and I was trying to take everything in, and he's a really good coach, like on that aspect of how to play the right way, on how to play pretty much pro hockey. I guess it's not this like it's a lot different style than college, but so that was good for me. I think I played 2 games, and then I ended up I think he gave me a 3-gamer or something, and then he ended up signing me. I was there for like a month, and then he ends up like signing me, and then like 2 days later, about to go on a roadie. The guy gets put on waivers. He's like 6'5", and he likes a long team. I mean, regardless of that, I mean, I probably could have taken a lot more advantage of that opportunity. Maybe just like to have some confidence, right, and play. But end up getting released from there, and then they're on their roadie. So like he was great on that aspect. He's like, look, just take as much time as you need, figure out what you're gonna do. Obviously I get put on the waiver wire, and then obviously nobody picked me up. Like I had 2 games, like 0 points. Like didn't really have much of a good resume or whatever you want to call it. And then I think Sunday rolls around, and I reached out to other coaches, obviously, and then Quad City, Chazzy, like reached back out to me. Well, I texted him like on Friday or something. Obviously, it's right before the weekend, before game, so obviously they're not gonna, pick me up and cut anybody then. So I started hit the road Sunday. No idea where I was going. I was like, at this point, I might just like send it home. And then I started driving. I was maybe 45 minutes into my drive, and he texts me or something. He goes, "Where are you right now?" And I was like, "Just left Peoria an hour ago." He called me instantly. He goes, "All right, we're gonna sign you here." Blah blah blah. I ended up going to Quad, which is only 45 minutes or like an hour away from where I was staying.
Yeah.
God, but got
Imagine
there
going
and
cross country.
oh man, I went Norfolk to Evansville, back to Elmira, then to Peoria, like all in like 2 months or less than 2 months, I would say, maybe even like less than a month and a half. But and then I got the Quad, and obviously I'm lacking a lot of confidence at this point. I'm trying my best to like keep it right, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't there. So I was in Quad, but they're just a great group of guys. Like they welcomed me in. Everywhere I've been, everybody's been great, but they just really welcomed me in, all the guys, and they're awesome. Obviously, they could probably tell I was lacking a little bit of confidence and stuff like that. So I played every game from there on out, and I didn't have a point for like 12 games or something. Dude. Like I really wasn't doing much, but I wasn't getting scored on. I was playing center, and I was just playing a simple game, and just by playing that simple game, like 13 games later, I finally get an apple or something, but I was just playing the right way, and then finally like finally got a bounce or something, and that my confidence started to slowly go up from there, and I think I just went on a little bit of a tear after that for a few weeks, I got like a Hattie or something in one game, and that was good. That's what I need, something like that. You know what I mean? I just needed like
Yeah.
a
Need
two or
that
three, a
confidence
two goal, even
booster.
like a one goal game with 2 apples or something. And then from there, I finally like believed that I belonged, right? Like I was like, I
Yeah.
can play. Like I know I can play. Like, and I started believing myself a little bit more. I'm not saying I didn't believe in myself prior, but it was just more of like I didn't know what pro hockey was like. And
Yeah.
you know, my assistant coach in college told me, I don't, maybe I should, but he was just like, hey, if you can just understand your piece of meat in this business, it'll be a lot easier and you'll enjoy the experience a lot more. And you can take it like it's obviously sounds terrible, but like he was right. And I just really I started just like, like we're we're expendable, right? Like if you don't perform, you're not gonna have a job. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I just started to like kind of, I don't want to say like stop like giving a shit. It wasn't that. It was more of like I stopped like it was just like, all right, just start focusing on myself and like what I need to bring for my game for
Yeah.
the team. That's why I'm here. This is why they're paying me. So like I need to like, they obviously believe in me, and I just need to believe in myself a little bit and just like stop like kind of getting in my own head. Like not saying I was getting in my own head. It was just I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like kind of just bouncing around, didn't really know what to expect kind of stuff. And I finally was just like, all right, like who cares at this point? I'm just gonna play hockey and enjoy it, like wherever I'm playing. And then I just ever since then, it's just pro hockey has been a blast. And I wish I kind of had that mindset early on, going into it. Because maybe, but at the end of the day, who knows where I've been there, but like maybe I would have like also grasped all of the or taken in all the experience, I guess, from what I had from those
Yeah.
camps and those players I was with. But instead I was just like kind of just like in, overthinking everything and like where am I going to be next, like where like I don't know, like when am I going to have to pack my life up again in my car and go somewhere else. And it's just like stop caring about it. I kind of just enjoy it now. I love long drives. I like wherever I'm playing, if I can play, I'll play. I can
You'll go cross country
yeah,
5
and I
times
don't
if you have to.
yeah, and I don't even think about it now, right? Like whereas to where when I thought about it in those first couple months of pro, and now it's more of just enjoy the experience because like it sucks at the end of the day if you got to pack your life up and go somewhere else. But
Yeah.
I've lived in so many different spots, places in the United States, so it's like I've gained so much experience playing pro hockey in 2 years than a lot of people have, maybe in their life, right? Like I
Yeah.
got to live down south, I got to live in the Midwest, I got to live like where I don't even know what is Tennessee? Is that the central like mid? But it's not the Midwest, is it?
Yeah.
What is
So
that?
like Midwest, South, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
yeah, it's in between. But I've
Yeah.
just lived in a bunch of different places, and it's just cool. It's just a heck of an experience, and now like everywhere I go, I try and just take it all in and enjoy every moment of it because you never know how long you're gonna be there for. That's
Yeah.
kind of sounds a little sad, but
No, it's fine. But then you go into the next season where you play for Columbus, where you guys win an Ignite Cup championship, and then you also get loaned to Knoxville Ice Bears in the SPHL. So like, what was this prior season? What was this prior season like for you? And just even with just facing like all the 2021 COVID season and just like all the restrictions you guys had to face, but also come up as champions in the Fed.
so that the whole COVID thing was tough too because I started really figuring out my game, playing with confidence. I was just more of excited to see like like I was getting better each game, I would say, and then boom, everything shut down and just a long wait. And I was actually in Knoxville before Columbus, but I signed in Knox because I found out Quad opted out. And obviously that was just a wicked bummer. You're just like, man, like it was just it was tough. It was a tough stretch. Like and found out Quad opted out, so became a free agent again. Knoxville actually picked me up, signed, supposed to go to camp. I get a call like a week later from Carzy, and it's just a number. Like, there's just so many good players, right, that are not playing anywhere, and he's just like, look, like I filled it up, like all this stuff, and then I didn't end up going to training camp. No, I think I forget. No, it was something else. I forget what happened, but whatever. I didn't end up going to training camp, and then I think like a couple weeks later, he called me, and they needed a guy, so I ended up going to Knox, drive 12 hours a night. I had to get I had to go through the whole process. So he called me like Wednesday, I had to get tests and stuff just in case, like get tested, be ready. He calls me that afternoon, and I drive 12 hours through the night in the morning skate, exhausted. Like I got the physical, then morning skate. I'm exhausted. I could barely skate. It wasn't even like I was. There's just like I couldn't even like skate at all. Like I was trying to turn, I was falling. I was like, oh man, this is tough. And Carzy asked me after the skate, he's like, your edge is all right? I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh shit. Like I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then played that game that night. I was in a fog. I was so tired just from driving the night. I was in a fog, and then we ended up losing. But I wake up the next morning, I'm viral, go viral. I'm like, what is going on right now? I'm still exhausted from the drive. We didn't have a game Saturday. Now I'm all over Sports Center. I'm like still exhausted. Like it felt like I was just like dreaming. I was like, what is going on right now? And then so I was there, and then I was there for, I don't know, till early March maybe. So beginning of January to either late February or early March. And then I got released, they brought in some good players, and I got released. And I signed with Columbus earlier, just, I wanted to play hockey. I wanted to just like, forget about everything going on in the world and just play some hockey and, be around guys and just hang out and have something, right? Like we didn't have that. We're all freaking just isolated. It was, a long time, I would say. So it was just nice being around guys, and went to Columbus, and a bunch of good guys there too. Like we got along really well. We had a pretty fun group. We were like, I wouldn't say we had a lot of guys that like on edge, but we'd always just like, we're big brothers. We'd always be like, we'd always have some stupid fight, but after we'd always everybody would hug it out. But that didn't happen all the time, obviously. But we had a fun group. We had a good time, I would say. And we really, I would say we were definitely the better team in the league. If you just look at the roster, like our team was pretty much an SP team. So it was fun. It was a good time to be around those guys, and we ended up, winning the Ignite Cup. And oh man, I remember that just like yesterday. Holy cow! Just a bunch of good beauties there. Just we'd go to war. The Fed, you just go to a war every night. Like it's different. Like if you don't come out bleeding, you did something wrong. Like, but no, it was fun for sure. Did you watch the New York Fire Department and New York Police game?
I did not.
Yes. Oh man, if you watch that game, that was actually like bodies were flying. That was crazier than the
I saw
Fed.
some
That was crazier than the
though,
Fed,
but
dude. I was like, wow, these guys are
I saw some
really
recaps.
putting their
It's
bodies
crazy.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You just see their compete. All right, they compete, I guess. But no, yeah. I mean, that was a heck of an experience. And then and being down south too, it was nice. It wasn't, we could golf, like and you get to hang out with each other. And like obviously, you still had to like be careful and all that stuff. But I did end up a few of us did end up getting COVID. So we were all quarantining. It was like I played one weekend there, my first weekend there. Then after that, a few of us had it. So we were in quarantine together. So I was with a couple of guys. It was fun. Like you just build relationships, and for a lifetime there. And I don't know, it was a great group. Just a bunch of just different personalities, and it was fun. It was so fun.
Yeah,
I'm so bad. I wish I had like stories, or I'm so bad at telling. I don't even. There's so much happened in such a short period of time that it was just. I'm still trying to process everything that happened.
Yeah, for sure. And what was it like when the buzzer hit 0, when you guys were finally Ignite Cup champions, and like everything after that, like the after party must have been insane as well.
yeah, I mean, so we actually went to Elmira for game 1 and 2, and I think both went into OT, or we won the first night by a goal or something, and then the second night we went into like double or triple OT, and we ended up winning. So that was a momentum shift. We're coming back home, so we were ready. We got on the ice Friday, or even just walking to the rink for morning skate Friday, we just, that whole week building up to, we just knew it. We just had that feeling, like, yeah, we talked about it, but like, you could just tell everybody was just, I don't know. I could tell you on like, that Wednesday, I was like, I was pretty confident that we are going to win that game. And we just came out flying. I think we scored like 4 in like the first 5 minutes. Like, and Elmira was a pretty good team too. Like, we'd have battles against them, and yeah, it was something. It was kind of a battle after that, because we went up pretty early, and then we started taking it away. I think it was like started getting more chippy. I think it was 6-1 at some point or something, and it started getting more chippy. So it's more
That's when it
turning
gets
into
chippy, when it's 6-1.
yeah, it's turning more. Yeah, there's a couple fights, I think I got in one. It wasn't like there was no punches thrown, but I got an old Tilly. I think I had like 8 pims that game. And then, no, it was, ended up turning into a little bloodbath there at the end. But when that buzzer went off, it was just such a shitty year. And you could just see that it just like how happy everyone was. And like, how it was honestly, like, I'm kind of getting the chills talking about it, because I know I just felt like there's so much weight just taken off. Like, after everything, it was just like, wow, like, we can finally like just relax and be happy with ourselves, I guess, right? And just like, so then we in the locker, we went back in the locker room. It was just, they had the whole thing, everything taped up, like, or the whole bags over the
all the
stalls,
stalls.
Yeah, and we were just the champagne bottle was popping off. We were smoking cigar. I should probably smoke the most expensive cigar I've ever smoked in my life. I don't even know. I took like 2 puffs of that, and I was like, wow, holy cow. And we actually, so I think things closed down in Columbus at like, I don't know, like 1 maybe. So we went to this place that our owner, he like set it up for us, and we went out, and like, it was basically just team and family and stuff like that, and like close friends. And it was just a good time. I was obviously like I was exhausted that night. I don't know what it was. So I think I didn't make it the whole night. A lot of guys were drinking until the whole next day. Didn't sleep.
Ripping through beers like nothing.
Yeah, and I think I ended up passing out at like 3 that night. I was like, I need a couple hours, and then we ended up waking up early, and then we went to one of the sorry, I'm in a brain fart. We went to a house that family that's like a part of the Columbus River Dragons, unbelievable house, and we just had like a pool party there, and it was I don't know, it was just wild. Like, it was a sick house too, and everybody's just hanging out, having a good time. There's not a worry in the world, where, you know what I mean? It was just it was awesome. And then I actually ended up getting a call from I actually reached out to Carsey again on Sunday, because I heard a couple guys went down, but they were going into playoffs, and you need more than 5 games or something, which I had. I think I had 6, and I think they had a couple guys go down. So I reached out, and I was like, if you need a centerman or forward, I'm available. Like, he actually ended up calling me that day. So I, obviously me, like, I kind of wish, obviously maybe I spent a little bit more time partying, but at the same time, I'm still trying to play hockey, and I'm still trying to, better my game, and, take any opportunity I can get.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of hard leaving Columbus there, because, I may not see a lot of those guys, ever again, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously I can call them anytime, and, I know they'll answer, but, it's kind of sad on that aspect. And, I went to Knoxville, and I wasn't there for a few months. So obviously it's a little bit it was pretty much the same team, but a little bit of a different team. And I played game 1, ended up getting my ass kicked by Hags. Hagman. And I know, I mean, I played with Hags. I was in Peoria with him. He was the captain there. And then I played against him in quad all the time. So I know how, like, I probably had no business being in that, but you gotta do what you gotta do to win. So I
Yeah, for
played game
sure.
one. I only got I was a 10th forward, so I was only getting a couple shifts here and there. And you take what you can get and try and make them the best of each shift, right? But uh, let's just say I was kind of, told to go after like Hags. I'll just say that and kind of try and get in his head. And like, obviously I know, like, I know how Hags is. He loves that. He loves that kind of, like,
Yeah,
he wants the attention. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
that's where he excels. He ends up like, I don't know what he had that game. I think he had a couple Genos and an apple or something, and then a fight kicking my ass. So, but no, again, it's just, still trying to, get that experience and stuff like that. So it was good that I even got a playoff experience in the SP, right?
yeah.
And I mean, the
Hmm.
SP this year was
Any
really
any
good.
experience is good experience.
Exactly. And I played, I won a championship in the Fed and stuff like that, and which is awesome. And I had time in my life doing it, but I still want to see, where I can end up and where I can get. So getting some SP, playoff experience is good because, I never got that, with my rookie year. And yeah, I think I
Yeah,
got scratch. Yeah, I got scratch game too. I kind of, yeah, it might have, because maybe I might have ruined the
it's because you
momentum a
lost the
little bit.
fight.
It could be though. Like, I could have lost momentum a little bit, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It was kind of like it was like more of a scrum that kind of turned into a fight, I guess. I mean, like, he's probably, Hag's gonna listen to this, probably laughing.
That'll be funny for sure. But I remember having Krupi on the podcast earlier, and he was like, "Yeah,
Groupie.
we knew we were gonna win the championship right when we were going into the games, like before it even happened."
Yeah,
And
he's
what a
the
legend!
energy. Oh, he is the man. He just brings the energy, just confidence, energy, just that good presence, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, oh, I love Groupie. Great guy, great family too. His dad's the owner, just great family. Oh man.
I'm sure he'll be listening to this too.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's gonna be like, oh, you could have given me more of a shout out. Let's just say I've met so many, just playing the
Yeah,
game of hockey in general. I've met
so
so
it's
many
a
great
small
people.
small
Yeah,
community.
yeah. But I've just met so many great people. I wish I could give them all a shout out, but
Yeah,
you know, they
it's
just
too
enjoy
big
it,
for
right?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Hell yeah.
uh,
So I have a few more. I have a few more questions before we wrap things up here. So, do you have any tips for players looking to get to that next level?
I would just say enjoy each experience, right? Like,
Yeah,
have a short memory, but also enjoy each experience and just, work hard and believe in yourself, and take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you, because you never know when you may never get another one. So
yeah,
I would just say, just enjoy every experience and enjoy every opportunity that you get, and just work hard.
yeah. Take
Keep that
advantage of
fire
every
going. Keep that
opportunity.
fire going.
Yeah,
Gotta have that
we
fire lit in you.
we love having the fire lit. Just
Oh yeah.
so much better, and like, you gotta take advantage of those opportunities for sure.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So my next question for you is what are some of your expectations and how excited are you to go play for Quad City for this season?
Oh, I'm really excited. I got 2 years under my belt. I, you know, I'm very confident in my game now. I don't really lack any confidence anymore, I would say. I've kind of learned, I guess, and just due to, like, I keep doing the little things right, so to keep that confidence going. But I don't know, I would say just day in and day out, work hard. Have that compete every day. So it's not only making myself better, but making the team better. So if we can all do that, then we could have a very successful year. So as long as I want to, my expectations that I want to come in and do my job, obviously, and obviously
Yeah,
perform better. But at the end of the day, like, just want to win hockey games. Like,
yeah.
there's nothing better than winning hockey games. And I think we're gonna have a really good team this year, and I'm very excited. And just I know a lot of the guys too, and it's a great group, and I'm just excited to get back and get going, and you just gotta take a day at a time and enjoy the process. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I would say, I would maybe like, let's say, well, maybe one goal is maybe get, one call up, but I don't know. I just want to play hockey. I just want
Yeah.
to play. So wherever that is, and obviously I really love playing quad, and I don't really see myself playing anywhere in the SP unless things happen. But
Yeah.
I enjoy quad. I love playing quad. So I don't know. I just want to win. I just want to win some hockey games. That's really all it is. And
100%. And you'll also have another former guest on the podcast, Mad Dog,
oh
as your
yeah,
teammate. So
oh yeah. I lived with him
another
in Knox.
beauty.
Yeah, yeah. I lived with him in Knox. So
We're
yeah,
just
no,
dropping names right now.
oh yeah, yeah. No, the Mad Dog. I love Pete's a good guy too. He's a really good goalie too. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
he's a solid tendy, and he's a guy with a good work ethic too, right? So
Yeah.
I think he's always one of the first guys to the rink every day, every day. He actually's gonna have a kid now, so I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see if his routine's the same when that kid comes. But no,
I'm
I'm
sure he'll
excited.
find a way to do it for sure.
Oh yeah, he will somehow. But no, he's got some experience for sure. He's played in a lot of different places, and living with him last year was good for me too, because he's someone that's we're all suitcases. We're all bouncing around, right? So it's just
Yeah.
we're all on the ship together, and just gotta enjoy it, I guess. But no, I can't wait to get back to quad. Honestly, I'm super excited. And I'm think we're gonna have a hell of a year. I don't want to say I think we're gonna have a hell of a year. I should say. Sorry.
Here we go.
Chesney won't like that. But no, yeah, I just can't wait to get back,
Yeah,
play games
absolutely.
again, get
Yeah,
playing
well,
hockey again.
good luck this season. It's gonna be hopefully I can come down to a game sometime during the season.
Yeah, let me know. I'll get you a ticket.
Yeah, perfect. And my final question for you is before we wrap things up here is what's your favorite pump up song? Like you're trying to get a lift in, little pump, pregame warm ups. Like what are you listening to?
That's a good question. All right, so I kind of go off of like I listen to like anything. Like I can sometimes before games I'll listen to just like low key like music, and other games I'll listen to more, I guess, get the heart rate kind of music up.
Yeah.
It just depends on how I'm feeling, right? Like if I'm already like jacked up, maybe I need to, listen to some music to just calm me down a little bit. So I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I mix. It's always different. I'm not. I do have. I'm not superstitious, but I'm big on my routine. But with music, I just kind of depends on
Depends on the
how
day.
I'm feeling. Yeah, it depends on the day. So I mean, I can listen to country, I can listen to like reggae, I can anything. It does rap, anything, EDM. It doesn't matter. Like I just depend on that day, I guess. I wish I had a
Anything goes
better
for
answer than
Connor Fries. Anything
that.
goes.
Yeah, legit.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's unreal though. But Connor, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. I want to wish you the best of luck going into next season, and I look forward to following your career the rest of the way.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for having me, man. That was fun. Maybe we could do this again. Maybe I could
Yeah,
do.
for
I'm not good at
absolutely.
this stuff. I'm not good at talking, so
We'll for
see.
sure have to get you on
Yes, can't
again.
wait to see how it. Can't wait to hear it.
There will be a part two. We are confirming that right now.
Yeah, we'll do like midway through the season or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give you a mid-season report.
Yeah, for sure.